Blog Talk Radio.
Can you feel that music? Can you feel that beat? Can you feel it? Can you feel the music? Can you feel the beat? Yeah. Let the music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. Yeah. When I was a young girl, my mother told me, she said you gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. She said, when one door closes, another door opens. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Told me, she said, there's nothing too hard for you if you believe. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Oh, can you feel that music, that hanky beat? Let the music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. Yeah. When one door closes, another door opens. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Listen, y'all. They used to tell me, they said, Patricia, you won't succeed. They said that music thing, you won't succeed. But I didn't listen. You know why? There's nothing too hard for you if you believe. You gotta have faith, baby. You gotta believe. Oh, and don't let no one stop your dreams, baby. Just keep on walking. Keep on believing and have faith. Hey, hey, woo! Can you feel my music, that hanky beat? Let my music cruise through your body till it reaches your feet. God, coming with a message that's just for you. He said, have faith in your dreams, and they'll come true. Have faith in
is your boy, Bad Boy Billy Sly. Whether I'm just chilling in the studio or kissing a leading lady or out on the street promoting our new CD, Kenny G Wall of Bass, no matter how you play it, I'm down with Patricia and Mr. Stout on The Move Unscripted, baby.
What's going on?
That was my thing. I was do that. What's going on?
What's going on? You have tuned in to another episode of On The Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins.
And Mr. Stout.
Mr. Stout in the house. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Yes,
oh, my gosh. We had so much fun this past weekend at the Embassy Suites here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, we did.
Like, the grown folks. It was the grown folks. The first night was the grown folks. Was it Beats, Brims, and Boots, right? Yeah. And they had a fashion show, and then they had the party afterwards. And then the next night, which was New Year's Eve, it was the black and white party. So everybody had to wear black and white. That was so much fun.
Yeah, and it was like 2 rooms, right? Because they had like the old school room, then they had like the live band room.
Yeah.
Like the pictures and stuff, the pictures that you and I took, that looked definitely dope. You can see those on social media all over the place, right? They're getting a lot of numbers. It had a lot of good time. Your friends were there. Your family was in the building.
Yeah. It was. I have not done that in years. I want to say I haven't done it since 1998. That was the last New Year's hotel party I ever went to, and it was in Atlanta.
Wow.
Me and my mom, it was my mom's 50th birthday, and me and her flew to Atlanta for New Year's. That was the last time I did that. So that was fun.
Wow.
So they had a big football game. Ohio State was in Atlanta, right?
Well, no.
Was Ohio State?
Yeah. Ohio State. Yeah, on that same day. Yeah.
Right. It's unfortunate, Ohio State.
As the second was going in, the guy was kicking and he missed it.
Yeah, it was like we lost by 1 point. That was. I know that was tense. I don't even think the guys was in the party room. I think y'all was all.
Yeah, everybody had to start working out. People was on their phone. They wasn't caring about no dancing or anything. Like what's going on. The DJ had to say the score and everything. It's 24-25.
But it was fun. Yeah. You told me. We were talking about the NFL player?
Yeah, NFL player from the Buffalo Bills, like a player that he collapsed on the field on Monday Night Football against the Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. That's actually happened in Ohio as well. And so they stopped the game. One of the guys from my job was there at the game, so everybody was kind of like confused about what was going on. So people stayed there after they said they stopped the game for like 40 minutes. People were still there. We finally get any updates, and we still find out any updates right now. They said he is halfway breathing on his own. Still, like the same situation was going on, but our prayers go to all of their family members.
They think he had a heart attack on the field?
Yeah, it was like a cardiac arrest. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, we definitely are praying for him. In fact, they said it was the first time that they ever postponed a game for injury. Usually they just keep, they put somebody else on the field and keep on going. Yeah, but this time, everybody was praying, both sides. Yeah. So
you can feel it around the world, around the country. Definitely, people are getting abreast of this around the world, and it's a big deal. And the guys out there are running into each other at top speed. And it's a type of sport where these things can happen. So we just got to find ways to prevent it, even more. I know they got the top doctors making sure these athletes is on.
So definitely praying for him and his family, because I know this is a tough time. Because his mom was in the audience, and they were saying she don't always come to all the games, but that was when she was at. So I know that was tough for her. So definitely keeping her in prayers and the whole family.
Yeah.
I'm feeling kind of special today.
You are.
I am. I don't even know. I'm feeling special because you asked me to interview me, right?
Right. Interview you on your show.
And the last time you interviewed me was before we ever started kicking it.
Yeah, I guess so. You came on the air with me actually just before we did the interview with Yo-Yo.
Yes, you had me call in on my birthday.
Yes, we did the interview.
That was fun.
Before that. Yeah.
And it looks like, I know we're going to start, and I know I got to go down the yellow brick road.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get that going.
But I see somebody has already called in. So can I go ahead and answer the
let's see who we got on the air right here with us. On the Move Unscripted 2023.
What's going on? Hello, caller. I see 614 in the freaking building, baby. Who is this? Say what your name is.
Hey, this is Connie.
Hey, Connie, what's going on, Connie? 614 in the building. 614 coming to the house. What's going on, Mamacita?
Nothing much. I just have some questions. Y'all got some chemistry. Oh, that's what's up. I love the show. This is awesome. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for having me here. This is fire. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, thanks for calling me.
I called in. Like, oh, my gosh. You guys are amazing. Like, oh. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
But
what question do you want to ask me? I didn't hear you.
What got you starting in the music? Because I heard them songs when I first came in. Those were fire. Oh, my gosh. I was sitting up there jamming like, hey, yes.
Thank you so much. So the music, I've always loved to sing. Like, music has always been part of me since a child, since kindergarten, elementary. Like, I used to always sing. To myself, though, you know, I was shy, so I always kind of like sung in the shower, that kind of thing. And I think when I first moved to Atlanta, that's when I started kind of like dabbling in music a little bit. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't my focus. You know, my focus at that point was more the books and stuff like, in the movie and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I moved to Chicago and I started having events for other artists that I started getting back into music and hooked up with a producer in Atlanta, Mr. Hankey, and it kind of, the ball went from there. So I guess it was the other artists that pulled me into getting back into music. The other artists.
Yeah, that's cool.
Was that a good enough answer?
Yeah.
Silence, was that a good enough answer?
No, that was an awesome answer. I appreciate that. I was like, okay. Is there anything upcoming next for you? Do you have any more upcoming projects that's on the bench? Because I know y'all were talking about that ball that y'all went to. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, that was the bomb. That really was. That was the bomb.
We had great fun. A lot of fun.
The bomb. So I have a new song that's going to be released on my birthday. It's actually me, my son and I. You know, I'm a big skating fan, although I can't really skate.
Me either.
I love skating. I love going to skating. I used to take the kids all the time when they were young. And, you know, when skating started reemerging, you know, I became a fan all over again, like heavy, you know, going to different events and stuff like that. And, in fact, my very first music video was done in a skating rink at Sparkles for T. Anderson and her husband, Kojak, for their, I think it was their 32nd anniversary.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and MBJ Live actually shot the footage. So this next song, it's another skate song, but it's also a song that you can kind of like just vibe to. It doesn't even have to be at a skating rink. Mm-hmm. You could be driving down in your car, you know, freshly waxed car with the windows down or up if it's cold outside and blowing it, or, you know, at a lounge, or it could be played anywhere, you know.
Yeah.
But it's called Skate, Rock, and Roll. That's the next project that I'm going to be dropping on my birthday. And I'm actually going to play it during this show today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would love to hear it. Definitely. And now that you're talking about the songs, you know, I got to ask, what's your favorite 3 songs off the album, though?
So I've been releasing like a couple of little singles here and there, but I have not released the whole album because I've been selling the whole album as a CD. You know, I started off with 100 CDs, and then next I'm going to be doing USB flash drives. So to get all the songs, you'll have to get one of the flash drives. But I guess my favorite 3 would be this new song, All Around the World, and Times Like This.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I love the other song too, But times like this came out during the 2020, during during the pandemic, and so that was a deep time. So
that's
I
a hat trick though for me.
Well, yeah, because you produced the beat.
All three of them.
All three of them. That's right. I love Superwoman. Everybody loves Superwoman. I love Superwoman. Open Doors. I love Open Doors. Open Doors was more for the people. It was to encourage other people to follow their dreams and their passions and their gifts.
Yeah, I like Butterfly. I like that one.
Butterfly.
Yeah, I haven't heard it in a while either.
Right. I haven't. You got to listen to the CD or the USB to hear it. So there's songs that nobody has heard that's on the on the CD or whatever. But yeah, I guess those are my three favorites.
Oh.
I'm a book writer, so I can't never just answer the question just straight out. I got to make a story to it.
Oh, I
got to make a whole history.
No doubt.
But I appreciate you for calling in, Connie. Much love to you. It's beautiful that 614 was the first one to call in. I appreciate you, without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. Got to represent all day, baby.
That's what's up. Yeah. No doubt about it. So, yeah, we're waiting for people. So a couple other people will call in as well. But as we are sitting here chopping it up, I can ask you a couple of questions myself.
Okay.
About, some of the things you've been doing in your illustrious career. Because you did say earlier that you written books and put out films and things like that. But this new song that you have is a part of this project that's called The Journey.
Mm-hmm.
So can we go into some of that about, how did, what's the journey all about?
Okay. So the journey represents the 20-something years. So in the 20-something years journey that I was on, let me finish my sentence. So back in, I want to say it was 1999. I was going through a divorce. I was pregnant with One Way Zay, my son, and I was making a big life decision, and so I literally took a step of faith. I had never left Columbus without something to go on. I went to college, so I left home for college. But, of course, the college is taking care of you,
Yeah.
I went to the military. I was in the Army, but, of course, the Army's taking care of you.
Right.
But I had never just left, I'm out of here. I got to start over. I can't take this no more. I need to think. I need space, So I was writing to a ministry. It was called St. Matthew's Publishing, and it was building my faith, because I had gotten baptized that year.
Okay.
So it was building my faith, and or maybe it was that year I got baptized. But anyway, St. Matthew's Publishing, writing back and forth to them was building my faith. And I was just like, you know what? I want to understand what this faith thing is really about. I want to understand it. I hear the words when I go to church. I hear them talk about it, but what does it really mean to have faith? I wanted to understand. And being that I was a newly baptized person and really trying to understand, I remember when I made the decision I was going to leave Atlanta, I took an envelope. I wrote some prayers in it. I put in a seed, some money, to give back to church, and I dropped it in the mailbox on my way out of town. I was going to stay with a friend. That's how it started.
Yeah.
But that friend, I wasn't able to stay there, so that going to stay with that friend ended up leading me into the shelter life, or whatever. So the journey is really that 20-year span that I went on, where I feel like God was teaching me things. I feel like God was showing me what faith was. I feel like God was showing me what my talents and what my gifts were. And it was the things that I learned along that journey, that 20-year journey, which I feel like I'm still on, in all honesty.
Okay.
But at the time when I made the CD, it was 20 years.
Right.
And so the journey represents that 20-year journey.
Right. So some of the things that you're this project has more about the things that you've been through in your life, or life experiences, or just things that you want to do. What is the purpose, or what is the story of the journey?
So there's one song on there that was called Faith. right? And faith was about trusting God even when you don't understand his plan. Trusting God to guide your footsteps. Like, one thing that I had to learn in this 20-year span is about sometimes you can't run from things, you know?
Yeah.
God says that he'll fight your battles, you know? So sometimes you have to stand, instead of running, because, you know, fight or flight, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes he just wants you to stand still and then let him do what he needs to do,
right.
and everything will fall into place. And it took me literally 20 years to really understand. I feel like I really didn't understand the true concept of that song and of the meaning until this year.
Wow.
You and I went through, you know, we went through our own challenge, and we had to stand still.
Right. Yeah,
and the proof of that really just put that song in concrete motion for me.
Wow.
You know, Open Doors, like I said, was more about, you know, throughout my career, people was always telling me, you're not going to be able to do this. I was always getting negative feedback. You know, you can't sing, or you're too old, or there's too much competition, or, you know, you're a nurse, you need to just do that, and, you know, you need to just stay in that lane. You know, I had so much negativity, so many, you know, obstacles coming against me.
Yeah.
But I remember one time I was in Atlanta, and we had got on this prayer line, me and a friend of mine, right? We had got on a prayer line, and on the prayer line there was, like, you know, people who were prophesying, you know, and this was before I started singing. I was still dealing with just the books and the movie, really, at this point.
Yeah.
And when I got on the line, I must have said, there was a couple people on the line, and they were prophesying to different people, and I must have said something like "Praise God" or "Amen" or something like that, and the man on the line said, "Who said that?" And I'm like, and I was the only one who had spoke right before he said that. So I was like, me, Patricia.
Yeah.
And he said, "You sing." And I'm like, and of course I hadn't sang, and I didn't tell him that I sung, so I didn't really know he knew, you know. And I was like, yeah. And then he told me, he said, "Your music ministry is going to be successful."
Wow.
That's what he told me. This was before I started singing, before I had moved to Chicago, or you know. And so I think Open Doors is really me saying, people may doubt you, you know, or people may not support you, or people may tell you that you can't do something, you can't do that business, you can't write that book, you can't move here, you can't do this, that, or the other. But you got to have faith. That's where the faith comes in. You got to have faith, and you got to trust God when he says that with him nothing is impossible. So, you know, God gives us dreams, and he gives us visions. He speaks to us in different ways. And when you know he's speaking to you, even if it don't make sense to everybody else, trust.
Right. Trust the process. The faith. Have faith in that process, yeah.
So there are different songs on the album. There's one that's called Jealous Ones.
Okay.
You know, and Jealous Ones is really about just understanding that as much as we love people, everybody is not rooting for you.
Yeah.
And so you have to be wise when you're going into different arenas and stuff, and understanding that you got to use discernment of who to bring into you, who to bring close to you, and who not. Because some people are only getting close to you only because they want to see what they can get from you, or from, you know, those that are around you, or maybe they're coming to try to sabotage. You know, I've had that experience in my life working with different people, whatever. So the Jealous Ones is really about, you know, as you're chasing, for those who are, because not everybody's chasing fame and fortune, but for those of you who are chasing fame and fortune, or you're chasing your visions, or you're chasing your dreams, and, you know, make sure that you keep God first, you know, and don't allow the love of money and fame and fortune, whatever, to have you, you know, falling down a endless pit, you know, or just dropping to the bottom. Like, just watch your circle, you know. Sometimes you'll have people in your circle, and you know you got to release them, and that's not always easy. But you know, you got to protect number one. You know, so there's a lot of different songs on there, and most of the songs are about lessons in life. Some of them are not, you know, but a lot of them are.
Well, you got a couple of party songs that's on there as well. I mean, you got the another one of the songs that you have that is the one that you did with the brother down there in Atlanta. whatever happened.
Yes, Conte the Hero. Yeah. That is divine. But before we go in there, let me open up the
Okay, all right, open up the lines right here. We're chopping it up with Patricia M. Goins. New project coming out very soon.
I see that 404, so I know it's from Atlanta.
Yeah,
what's going on, Atlanta? Who is this on the line?
This is Angela, your sister, actually.
See, that's that love.
Love that right there. Another talented person
let me
right
call in here and get on this conversation. What's up?
Hello, sis. How you doing, Mama Teacher? So my sister is very talented.
Yeah, very talented.
She is a playwright in Atlanta, and she has her own podcast. Are you still doing your podcast, sis?
I am. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. We just started back up because we took a break for the holidays. But then tomorrow we start back up. Yep. So we'll be in full force every Thursday at 8 p.m.
What's the name of your podcast?
The Takeover. It's called The Takeover. Yeah.
Okay.
So we stream Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, and then it'll be on Anchor. We upload to Anchor also, but we stream live on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your Facebook page so that they can get to it or whatever?
It is The Takeover altogether _EDU. And that's E as in Edward, D as in David, U, like university. So The Takeover _EDU.
That's what's up. Did you have any questions that you want to ask Patricia about her upcoming project or anything?
I didn't get to hear all of the interview because I was doing something else, but I just heard part of the conversation, and I just want to ask Patricia one question. Well, we always have a lot of questions, but I don't want to take over this interview. But one of the questions is, what is your biggest life lesson?
Oh, gosh. It was learning to stand still. That has been the biggest lesson. There were some years. The thing is, so there were some years that I spent running. I'm just going to be plain and simple about it. There were some years that I spent running. Every time things would just go crazy, the fear factor, I think, would jump in. Some of that dealt with because of relationships, being in bad relationships or whatever. But it was learning to stand still and let God fight my battle. I think that's the biggest lesson that I feel like I had to conquer. And finishing stuff. I guess really two, because I used to start stuff and not finish it, and that was a big thing that I used to do. I would start something but not see it through to completion. So learning to finish, that's why completing the movie was so important to me, even though it took 7 years, because I was so determined that this was not going to be another half-done project. I wanted to see it through to completion. So seeing things through to completion and learning to stand still. A lot of times when challenges come or adversaries or whatever, our first thing is to run or to find somewhere to run or to get away from it or to try to, block it out or whatever. But sometimes God needs for you to just stand still and let him do what he's going to do. And then once he does what he's going to do and the smoke clears, you realize that your fear was nothing but a lie from the enemy because it wasn't even going to be the way that you were afraid it was going to be,
Yeah.
But, I think that was
because we conjure up things. We conjure up the outcome in our mind, but we are not God, so we don't know what his ways are. But that's good that you have learned how to just stand still and, like you said, let God do what he's going to do. Sometimes it's hard to do that because the human side of us wants to kick in and take control, and we want to do what we feel like we need to try to do. Like we feel like we got to help God out sometimes, but sometimes it's just let us stand still and just let the pieces fall where they may, and like you said, let God do what he's going to do. That's good. That's good.
A lot of that falls into trust. I've dealt with trust issues, and so in dealing with trust issues, sometimes we don't even trust God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't trust that he's really going to do what the word says he'll do, you know? And so and sometimes that can send you in those low vibrational times where you start to feel depressed, and you're feeling depressed because you're not trusting that God is going to do what he promised you he will do, because he's not doing it at the speed or at the time that you think he's supposed to do it.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going through something like that now with situation. And it can throw you into a panic mode. I think sometimes when we feel like, I got this, you know your situation, but you don't know what the outcome is going to be. And so you feel like I got to do something, because if not, everything's going to fall apart. And that's really when you need to really step back and just say, okay, God, it's whatever happens is going to happen, because sometimes we'll mess things up because we are moving based on our emotions. We're in an emotional state because we panicking and like, I got to do something. I got to hold stuff together. I got to make stuff work. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then we end up messing stuff up, instead of waiting and just letting God do what, he's going to do and let the pieces fall where they may, because he knows the plans. He's already got it mapped out for us. But like you said, it's a trust issue. We got to stand on our faith sometimes.
I appreciate you for calling in, sis. You know I love you. I love you all the way from Atlanta. You know I'm trying to make a trip out there, hopefully for my birthday, maybe. I'm hoping.
Not long. You don't have long. So what do you want to do for your birthday? Have you planned anything? Have you planned anything? What you want to do for your birthday?
I know the one thing I know for sure I'm going to be doing is releasing this song this new song between me and One Way Zay. It's called Skate Rock and Roll. Okay. I'm going to release it on all platforms. Actually, you can pre-sale. You can what do they call it? Pre-sale, where you can order it in advance. But it's going to drop on my birthday. But as far as where I'm going to go, I think I have a couple people in the Atlanta music industry group that have asked me to come to where they're at. But my job is tripping. They didn't played around with my little time off, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work this out. But, yeah. So tell them, what's your social media? Because I know you're kind of big on Instagram, too. So what's your social media on Instagram?
It's the same thing. The Takeover on all social media platforms is the Takeover_edu.
Oh, okay. Don't be trying to come on the Move Unscripted and take over. I'm just playing. You're not
we're going to check it out.
No,
we're going to check out the show. It's tomorrow night.
Question. But that's good that you're doing this interview so people get to know you. That's a good thing. Get to know you more and about what you got going on. So that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good producing.
I actually there's another call on the line, so I'm going to roll on down the list.
I love you. Love you guys.
I love you.
All right, sis.
All right. Bye-bye.
On the Move Unscripted. We got another call. Where you calling from?
Bring in the other call, and then we'll go back to India. Well, I see Atlanta is stepping up. That's what I'm saying. I see that 770 in the building, baby. Who is this?
You already know. It's the Queen Goddess, the King Advocate.
Wow.
I miss y'all.
Happy New Year's.
I miss y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Yes, indeed. Speaking of New Year, you know I got to hear the song tonight. You already know. Stout. You already know.
That's why everybody. When they go through the skaters.
I told them, I can't skate, right? Yeah. I know this. There's no shame in my game. I'm the one that holds on to the side of the wall and stuff like that. I'm the one that the referees be like, over to the side. I'm one of them.
Right.
But I still love skating, and I still love the whole vibe.
Yeah, the art
and
of it.
Sparkles was the first skating rink to really show me a lot of love. And my skating fam, Kim is one of them. You know, I appreciate you. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to play it tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Please and thank you. Yes, indeed.
Kim, you got any questions, anything you want to ask Patricia about her project?
Well, I want to say something first, and then I'll ask you a question. I want to say, first of all, that I'm so super proud of you. You know, I have watched you grow in the years that we've known each other. I have watched you transition into a very spiritually matured woman, a healed woman, a stronger woman, one with a lot more focus and determination and a lot of clarity and discipline. I've watched it, and I'm very proud of you for that. I think it's also something that other women in particular, and younger women, let me do that in particular, need to take notice of. You know, those people who just have a little glimpse of your story of, you know, what you've been through, what you represent, need to really pay attention to what you've been through in order to get where you are, and listen to some of the things that you have to say, because there are some gems that you give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will be a walking diamond at this point because you have gone through the roughness of the stone. You've gone through a lot. So for those young people that are listening or that know you, that you are mentoring to, that are wanting to be under your tutelage, if you will, pay attention. I mean, you got somebody in your corner. You got somebody that will give you what you need, that will show you where to go, that will hold your hand at least for a moment to help you get to the spaces that you need to be in. So don't overlook her. Don't overlook her. Don't misunderstand her intention. Utilize her, because she has really, really grown. So I'm super proud of you, sis. Just gonna say
that means, you know, if I can only say how much that means to me. Like, I met Kim in Atlanta, actually through MBJ Live. And the same for you. I've watched you grow. I mean, you remember, I remember you used to call in all the time, and me and you would never agree back then. Like, that's just our personality. You know what I'm saying? But we became friends in the midst of that. You know what I'm saying? And then she started doing her own thing in the media. Now, what's you have a podcast that comes on Mondays.
Melanated Monday.
Yes, ma'am. Melanated Monday. It is on my page on Facebook, which is just Kimberly McCants, but it's also on YouTube. Queen Goddess, the King Advocate, and Goddess is spelled God is, Godis. If it comes on at 7 o'clock now. It used to come on it first started at 9, then I moved it to 8, so now it's at 7 o'clock every Monday night. It's a Queen Goddess, the King Advocate on YouTube, and Kimberly McCants on Facebook. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it comes on, what time did you say?
7 o'clock. EST, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yeah.
You still got the sloppy kisses? And you still got to ask Patricia the question.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You didn't switch to your sloppy kisses.
I got to throw it out there. I mean,
sloppy kisses.
Hey, I got them. I got new flavors and everything. So, yeah, get that. Because I actually have been working on a new look for it. I finally got it down. It's sweet.
Right.
I got a new look for it, so yeah, You need to get you some.
Right.
I'll gift you your first.
How about that? We're gonna get that.
Are you still doing the scented oils too? What was my favorite one? The one that I always love.
Say yes.
What was it? Huh?
Say yes. The say yes.
Say yes. I need to get some more of that. Say yes. That say yes, has men saying yes, women saying yes, everybody saying yes to that, baby.
Yeah. I'm still doing that as well. I actually amplified it so that it lasts longer. It come out a little stronger, lasts longer. So I'm loving that one. But yeah, I'm still doing that.
You got a website for it that you're selling off of, or?
That is still in process, but it'll be shopkrenee.com. K, then RENEE. Or K.RENEE, Shop K Renee, but it's still being worked on, so it's not. It won't show right at this moment. But if somebody wanted to get information about it, they can just, I say, either go to my Facebook page and inbox me, or go to my YouTube channel and do the same. I can still give the information to you.
Okay. So what was the question that you got in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul that you want to ask?
Yeah, you got to ask some
well, look, one of them might start some stuff, so you already know.
Go ahead, start it. This is not scripted. I don't care. Bring it out.
Right. Let me put that out there. Let me put that. Or maybe I'll say that for the last question. But one of the things, like with your music, with your projects, with your books, and anything else you might have coming up, how do you see yourself utilizing them as far as the community is concerned or young people? How are you able to make those an asset to other people other than just reading it or listening to it or, watching what you're doing? How are you able to apply what you've done?
You mean like with the products?
With your projects, like everything that you like, with all your books that you've written, with your music that you've written, with the movies and whatever else that you are involved in, how are you able to take it from it just being a physical product to something that can be utilized in the community?
So the 3 book series that I wrote, This Can't Be Love, The Love House, and Ladies Delight, were all surrounding a domestic violence shelter called The Love House. And I actually wrote the series in a period of time when I was in a domestic violence type relationship, and I was in and out of domestic violence shelters. I really wanted to help other women because too many women were getting killed from domestic violence, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted them to understand that they do have domestic violence shelters that people can call and actually you can take your babies, your kids, your shop records, birth certificates, your money, plan it out. You ain't got, don't let the person know you rolling out, and just roll out and go to them, call them and they will send you to the nearest domestic violence shelters that are hidden homes or places that allow you to get on your feet. It was a blessing to me to be able to find it. So that's how I use the book and the movie This Can't Be Love, which is on YouTube. And then I work in an addiction center, and so I take some of my books to the addiction center or different books, and I kind of donate them because sometimes when they're going through that process of trying to detox, they need things to do. You know what I'm saying? And so reading is something that some of the men and women like to do, so I give them books and stuff. So I guess in that way, and then just going out into the community. I do. So although I have music and stuff online, I'm dealing more with a hard copy CD. I'm going to have USBs and books, and I'm going to be out more doing a one-on-one. We had an interview with a gentleman and his sons last week where they talked about how they was out in the street. They don't even really do nothing on social media. They're out in the streets meeting people one-on-one, selling their stuff, and made $9,000 off of selling their children's book and his book out in the street. And so because he said there's nothing like that one-on-one interaction. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of that,
Right. That's what's up. Because you got a lot of jewels, and people need to be able to witness it. You know what I'm saying? Not just hear about it or just watch it. They need to be able to participate in it. So I would love to see you, a lot more active in the streets. That's where it's at. For people to be able to get at you.
I would love to do more speaking engagements. I used to do those in Chicago. I used to speak at different, organizations and stuff like that. I would like to get more into that because you're right. It's been a long journey for me, truly from, overcoming child abuse and molestation and then going through a domestic violence relationship and then being in the industry and the things that you go through in the entertainment industry that's behind the scenes that people don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've been going through all that. So, yeah, I would like to speak more. I appreciate you so much for calling in. I'm looking at people showing me love. The lights is blowing up. I'm like, okay, they showing me love. They got this showing like they're love.
I got one more quick question. Okay. I mean, I got some other ones, but this one right here, this is the one that's going to get me in trouble. So I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
When are we to hear or expect some wedding bells? And there's
you know what? I'm not. This is the thing, right? I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
We are not rushing anything. I'm not rushing when it's. I guess when it's time, it'll happen. I'm not rushing it. I still feel like we're in the learning, dating, figuring out the relationship type thing. I guess when Mr. Stout.
Oh yeah. Put me on the spot. This is not my interview. Hold on.
I mean, we just
you
enjoying each other.
Already, bro. You already know.
He's been married before. I've been married twice to the same man. I think that only counts as once. But still, we've been married before. And so when we do make that move, we want it to be something that we both feel comfortable with and let it just happen. I don't, some people like the 3-year rule, the 5-year rule. I just want it to happen. Right. When God says, and we feel it, and it just, right now we just still growing and still learning each other. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Y'all are like best friends. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of being funny with the question because as far as I'm concerned, it's already a done deal. You know what I'm saying? I've said that to you years ago. It's just like the way that you all are connected. Yeah. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like the paper don't mean nothing. It's the connection. Is what has been put together spiritually. That it is what it is. So anything outside of that is extra. So that was just really me just being funny with you all. But I always wish you the best and protect your union in whatever that takes. And I wish you both the best in your careers and everything else that you aspire to do. I'm with you. I love you both on purpose with purpose.
I love you too. I'm needing a reunion for ladies roundtable discussion just so we can chop it up one time or 2 times. I know everybody's doing their thing and everybody's really been moving up and whatever, but if I can clamp everybody together for at least a reunion show sometime in 2023, cool. I would love that.
Let's make it happen. You got a birthday. We both got birthdays coming up next month, so let's see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do.
All right.
But one thing I'm going to say before I hang up with you, Kim, you're right. Mr. Stout is probably, I've had great partners. You know that I've worked with people. I've had great partners. But this is the first partnership that I feel like the love is equally distributed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keep it up. You got support. You got support. So keep it up.
Appreciate you.
All right. On the Move
Appreciate you both.
That's how we're doing it right here with Patricia M. Goins. Your man, Mr. Stout, holding it down right here. Yeah, they all the calls are definitely dope. You got another call?
You're going to get into your interview, Mr. Stout. What's going on?
Good. Yeah.
I see 203 Eric Code in the building, baby. What's your name?
Hello? I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like that T-Quest.
Is that T-Quest?
You know it.
T-Quest is breaking building, baby. Holy
I don't got no sound effects. He's like...
Sweet DJs at his finest. What's going on, Mama Sita? Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely. I had to be here. I'm like, this looks like it's a special show. So I had to rush off my other interview to be on here, even if for a few minutes, because I had to show love and support, because I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too. Happy New Year and everything.
Love you too. So T-Quest is big in the DJ world.
Yes,
like Sweet DJs is literally all around the country, everywhere, around the world. Like I've even seen them in, I think Mexico or somewhere. Like you're all up Canada or whatever, Africa somewhere. Like Sweet DJs is big
worldwide.
Yeah, and so she actually invited me to a Sweet DJs conference, and that was the bomb. I appreciate you for that, T-Quest.
They loved you. No, like, for real. Like, we do calls with artists every night, and they don't always get a great call, and they don't always get feedback. So when you can get the DJs to actually talk to you, get feedback, and then you can see them actually showing improvement, shout out to DJ Stan the Man, that's what it's all about, and that just goes to show you the type of artist you are and the great music that you're producing.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So on when we did the Fleet DJs conference, I released the song "Whatever Happened." That's what I released on it.
Right.
And I did that one in particular because I really wanted to speak to the DJs and just kind of like plead my case.
Yeah.
And so it went great. Yeah, it went great.
Yeah, Quest, you so now let us know some of the things that you're doing out there as well.
Oh my God. Well, you
know, pull out that booklet, pull out that resume, that long resume, because you ain't no joke. Y'all better know this.
Oh my God. It's interesting because right now we're in a revamp stage. You know, there's a lot of things that's happened in life, not just the pandemic, just the move, like so many different things. So right now we're literally in revamping stage of the T-Quest show with DJ El Nino, of the radio station, God Let Me Radio. And then we're adding new stations that we're putting on the roster, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to just have one station and try to put everything on there. We want to really cater to our listeners, so we're going to separate them a little bit, you know, get more back into the music and stuff. And I know that's what people really want, but now that I'm in a more comfortable state of mind and stability, and with my boo, I'm at a place of peace.
There you go.
And now I feel like it's the right time to produce new music. Yeah. I'm aiming for timeless music, and I'm going to take time with it. You know, Steve, you know me for a long time.
Yeah, yes.
And I think my problem was I was just so eager to be successful to help everyone that I wasn't really catering to the music the way that I should. And I need to give it its proper respect. That's why I love artists like Patricia, because when you hear her music, you just smile. You know, we need more feel-good music. You know, the type that you don't mind listening to, like the cookout with your peoples. Like, I miss music like that. You know, so Patricia, you're definitely inspirational to me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So how can they reach out to you? Like, how can they, like, if there's an artist that's listening to this, right, and they want to be a part of the Fleet DJ conference call where they're able to pitch their music, you know, what do they need to do? Tell them what they need to do.
Oh, they can just contact me on any social media site at TQuestGLM. And we can just set it up, let us know exactly what they're trying to do, and I'll let them know what is needed, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, simple enough. Okay. Hey, do you have a question for Patricia about her new project?
Yeah, when I get married. Now I'm playing. That was really funny. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed that. But on some real, I liked your answer because people ask us that question all the time. I'm like, right now, we're just learning and loving one another. Yeah. We're just enjoying each other, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. So I commend what you guys are doing for sure. My question for the project is, what are you truly, because I feel like I can ask you because you're a more seasoned artist. And nowadays, a lot of artists I talk to, they just doing most of the things for popularity. What are you truly trying to get out of this project when it comes to the listeners? Like, how do you want it to touch them?
I want people to, first of all, listen to the words in my music. It's not, for me, it's not just about the beat or even about my singing voice or whatever, but it's the message that's coming through the songs. Like, I want them to hear what I'm saying, you know, and not only that, but I want to just see how far this can go. I literally walked into this in faith. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to see how far will this faith take me? You know, how far? What's God's plan? You know, sometimes I think artists, we get too caught up with, I want to be a millionaire and I want 1 million sales and I want to be signed by a big label and I want all that. But we're starting to find out that life ain't always cracked up to be.
Really?
There's some stories behind that level. So sometimes artists should be okay with whatever level they're in and whatever amount of listeners that's coming to them, because that means that those listeners are assigned to them. Like, they're supposed to hear, there's that connection is supposed to be. Like, whoever I'm supposed to reach, I'm going to reach. Whatever level I'm supposed to get to, I'm going to get there. Whatever money's supposed to come, it's going to come. So for me, it's really, I want them to listen to the words.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Oh,
Girl,
yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
I do, because, like, for instance, with Superwoman, the whole concept with Superwoman was the fact that women, we got a lot on our shoulders. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot on our shoulders. We do. Kids, work, trying to hold up the household, just the everyday life stresses, not even to mention our monthly cycles and all the stuff the females got to go through, right? But so within ourselves, we are super women, right? But there's something special when we find or meet that special someone, that Superman, that person who comes into our life and helps us, has our back, got our back, whatever. And it may not always be in a romantic or sexual way, because I've had partners who have really helped me to get here. There wasn't nothing about romance or sex, but they were of the opposite sex. So it's that Superman, Superwoman. It's something about that yin-yang, when they come together, they become so powerful. And so that's what Superwoman was really about. It's about, every Superwoman needs a Superman. Doesn't have to be, it could be a father, it could be a brother, it could be a best friend, it could be, but whoever is supporting her, that male in her life, together they're unstoppable.
Yeah, I get that. All right. There it is. You on the tear right now. That's what's up. Yeah.
I'm just telling you the way.
I'm digging it all right here.
That's basically what it is.
So much, and I just want to say ahead of time, congratulations, because you are doing something that's great and wonderful. And any way I can help, like you guys know, I'm only a phone call away. I do have another call to get to at 9 o'clock. It's 8:59.
Okay.
Peace and love to you. So the new song Quest is Skate, Rock, and Roll. You're gonna like it. So whenever you get a chance to come back and listen, to the show once it's broadcasted, because it'll be on Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere that you can find a podcast. Yep. I'm definitely gonna release it. Pre-sale is available, so check it out. You're gonna like it.
Okay, most definitely. I got you.
All right.
Peace and love to you.
Love your question.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night.
So we're gonna take another call.
Take another call, then we're gonna take two calls. Then we're gonna take a music break. All right. On the Move Unscripted, we got it. The line's lit up right now.
Let me see. I hope I'm doing the right one.
We're gonna.
What's going on? I see 615 in the building.
Okay.
What's your name?
What's happening? You know who it is.
I know that voice. I know that voice. That's Ace K voice in the freaking building, baby.
Ace K in the house. Jeez, brother. Happy New Year to you.
Mr. Stout. Likewise, buddy. Likewise.
Oh, I appreciate you for calling in. See, he's somebody we interviewed, remember?
Yeah.
And he came with the Hook Up Atlanta. Yeah, turned out, too. And we got his T-shirt.
Still rocking them.
Yes. What's going on?
No, you going on. Y'all going on. I see y'all doing y'all thing. I'm proud of y'all.
Oh, seems like you're on the dance floor, turned up a little bit. Got to show the other side, the player side.
Kenny's not really, he don't like to dance, but he sure was dancing like heck on
I'm still feeling it. What's today?
Man, look.
3 days to turn up. 3 days to turn up, you can do this age, man. There's a different thing going on. You used to do it back in the 80s.
Mr. Stout surprised me at the Atlanta joint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Hook Up Atlanta.
The Hook Up Atlanta. Oh, yeah, because people don't know that he can rap.
Oh, yeah. I got some new stuff. Yeah. New stuff that's coming for sure. Oh yeah. This is gonna be some cerebral, but some fun, some throwback. Yeah.
You got some new projects coming up too, don't you, HK?
Yes, ma'am. In January, Martin Luther King week. Was it January the 17th? Friday, right. New Music Friday, and then I got one February Valentine's week.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Close to your birthday.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm thinking about but I won't be there. But Martin Luther King is on the 18th. Is it?
Oh, that's in January. The other song is coming out in February.
February. Okay. I don't know why I want to put Martin Luther King's birthday in February. I'm sorry, Martin Luther King. I'm sorry.
No. Enough about me. Let's talk about what y'all got going.
All right. Yeah. Well, Patricia got this brand new song that's coming out, Skate, Rock, and Roll. It's going to be released on February 19th.
On all platforms.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it tonight, though.
Yeah.
And for anybody who wants to pre-save it and download it, and for their own pleasure later on, the pre-sale thing is there. But it's going to be released on my birthday. But I'm going to play it today, just because I absolutely love that song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I heard a snippet of it. That joint popping though. I'm proud of y'all.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you. Did you have anything in particular you wanted to ask me?
Yeah. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. It's not an ask, it's a statement. Y'all keep pushing that brand because you're getting bigger and greater and better for 2023. That's what we all gonna do.
Oh,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. How can they follow you? So you don't have no question for me. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, the statement.
Oh, it's just a statement. Well, I appreciate that statement because that statement was powerful at the beginning of the year 2023. Come on now.
How you doing it?
So what is your Instagram? Like, how can they follow you? Like, because you got a lot going. You got a lot going on too.
Record the studio, produce. Yeah.
I love that song. Told you so.
Yeah.
So yeah. SOS, baby. Come on. Let us know how we can follow you.
Oh, okay. Instagram, I got it. Hello?
I'm here.
Hello? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got a buzz on my phone. Okay. You can follow me on Instagram at ACE_K100. And then my YouTube is double L without the E, DOUBL /L10, double L10. That's on YouTube. Everything else across the board, you can stream anything, Tidal, all the other stuff, Apples, all that.
Yeah, all the major platforms.
Yes, sir. You got a new song coming out soon? You said a new song. What was the name of it?
What's the name of it?
Did you say his name?
No, I didn't mention the titles. I can say the titles. Yes, ma'am. It's called one is called Slacking. That's the first song. And then the next one is called Representing. Slacking and Representing.
Okay. Because you can't be representing if you're slacking. I like that.
Man, you funny. That's fun. I love it.
I appreciate you for calling in
no doubt.
and showing love and support. That means a lot to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Mr. Stout, we do a lot of supporting other artists, promoting other artists, doing whatever. But when the artists take time to show that love back, that means more than I could ever put in words. Yeah. And that shows who you are as a person, not just as an artist, but as a person. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
Right, all the way up.
Because, the artists be some selfish people sometimes. Artists be selfish sometimes. So,
sometimes you gotta be selfish. You gotta be sometimes, Patricia, because nobody gonna take you serious but you.
That's true. That's true. They be super selfish though. We've got much love for you. Definitely watching your progress. Make sure you tag me when that video come out so I can help you share it.
Oh, definitely.
All right.
Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir. Mr.
On The Move Unscripted. We're interviewing Patricia Goins. We got the calls are interviewing them with me, so That's pretty cool. They helped me out. So I want to say thank you for all everybody for doing that as well. You had Connie call up.
No, I'm getting confused because all these numbers. So I don't know if I've already unlocked this one before. But I see 706.
706.
Yeah.
Who's
that
this?
Guala.
Who?
Guala. Under God Guala.
Oh, Under God Guala in the building, baby. He was the very first winner of our very first Atlanta Music Industry contest.
Yeah.
And he came and performed at Hookup Atlanta.
Yes,
Talk about some love in the building, baby. I love that.
Oh, yeah, you know that. Got to show a little love, huh?
Yeah, appreciate all this.
How you been doing? How you been doing?
Working, man. I've been working. I just dropped my album on the 20th. I've been just working, man.
What's the name of your album? Wendy's Son.
All right.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You got to come back on. You got to come back on so I can find out about why you named it Wendy's Son and what's going on with that. Like, you got to just book another interview with me. I ain't talked to you.
That's what I'm telling you. Hey, I'm sure enough going to come now. Don't play with my feelings.
Right. All right.
Don't play with my feelings now because I sure enough want to come. I got a whole story to tell. Got to let the world hear.
Got you. We definitely got you.
How can they follow you, Under God Guala? Like, tell us what's your Instagram and stuff. Like, how can they follow you?
Okay. Well, my Instagram is XX Under God Guala, and everything is just Under God Guala. Honestly, everything under, then God space Guala.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
And you said your new album has already dropped, right?
Yeah, it dropped on the 20th. It's called Wendy's Son. Wendy's
Son. Well, yeah,
I'm
talk to you. I gotta find out about that Wendy's Son.
We're gonna put that playlist. Put that on the playlist for sure. Do you have any questions for Patricia about a new project?
Man, I just want to know how y'all been, man. I ain't checked in with y'all in a long time. I just trying to show some love because I ain't spoke to y'all in a minute. I want to know how y'all been.
I have not seen you. Yeah, I haven't seen you since the first Hookup Atlanta when you came down to Atlanta. 2 years ago. Yeah. I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you talk to you until I've been following you though.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been following you. We've been doing. We still here.
You got to rock these young people. You got to play one songs. I know you got a song to pick up on that. Oh yeah.
I love hearing you. Where are you from again, Under God Guala? Because I just love your country. Where are you from again?
Alabama.
Alabama. He got that cool Alabama swag to it. You know what I'm saying? Just that Alabama swag.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you for stopping by and showing love. That means more. Like I just told Ace K, it means so much. We promote. I can't even tell you the number of artists that we have been promoting, interviewing, and stuff over the last 2-3 years, right? Mm-hmm. So, and really just trying to push them as far as we can with the lanes and abilities that we have.
Oh, yeah.
But it means so much when they take the time to come back and show love. Like, that means more than I could ever put in words. So I appreciate you for calling.
We got some good things coming up for 2023, so I know we didn't speak like that much, and, throughout the time, I know everybody's been working, been busy, but, now we got some time that we can get some things going where we can definitely get your name out there even more, man. We represent that right there, bro, so good luck for calling up, man.
Oh, yeah, man. It's all, like I said, it's all love from him. I hope y'all, like I said, I'm happy y'all doing good. I really appreciate y'all for what y'all did for me the first time. So I just had to check in again. I had to.
I appreciate you. And I told you I want another interview because I got to understand about Wendy's Son. I got to know. Yeah,
I like that title.
I love that. There's a reason behind that, and I can't wait to find out what that reason is of why you named it.
It is. It definitely is.
I feel like Well, I appreciate you so much. Make sure y'all. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, my YouTube is the same thing. It's the same thing as everything. Under God Guala. You just type in Under God Guala, everything will pop up. Everything.
Y'all make sure y'all follow him because he got some tight music. He be doing his thing. He's a true worker. I appreciate Merciful Sounds and everybody over there at that camp that's just doing their thing. Appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all. You definitely.
Sure.
Thanks for calling in. And Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. Thank you very much.
All right. On the Move Unscripted special edition right here. We got a lot of calls that came in.
Yes. So we'll get back to the interview in the second hour.
Right.
In case more people call in or whatever. But let's play some music.
Yeah, let's get to some joints.
So which song you want me to play first? You tell me what song. I'll tell you why I wrote it, and I'll play. Tell me two. We'll do two.
We'll do two?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do whatever happened.
Okay.
And what else did you play already? We got
Times Like This.
Yeah, Times Like This is
okay. So whatever happened, I wrote because I couldn't understand what was going on with the music at that time when I wrote it. We were experiencing a lot of artists getting killed. You know what I'm saying? The music just wasn't making sense to me. It just seems like the meat and potatoes and things that made me fall in love with music, it was missing important elements. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my cry. And I'm just like, whatever happened to the music? You know? And then Kate the Hero came and added the educational portion to it, where he's speaking to, the listeners and the artists, and he's saying different things that are important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why I always say, I want you, don't just listen to my melody, listen to the words.
Listen to the words, right.
And so that was my SOS call. And the funny thing is, after I put out that SOS call, I started noticing artists, even in mainstream, like Beyonce and different people start putting out different sounds.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The underground and independent always sets things that the majors need. That's all the way through in the music industry, fashion. They get it from the smaller levels of things and then make it to the masses. Because they have the power to do that, to bring it to the masses. So
Caesar, is her name Caesar, the one that's coming to Columbus, Ohio?
Caesar, yeah.
Caesar. Her album, one of the things on there is SOS. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the underground of the artists, the independent artists like myself, I'm listening to them. They're being more creative. In their lyrics, and everybody's just not running from the ops and doing. We just finished watching the BMS. A documentary, and that was big,
right.
and that type of music, the trap music and all that kind of stuff. But I'm starting to see the artists are starting to, they're still going to always be drill rap and all that kind of stuff,
right.
But artists are starting to use their brain and come up with creative lyrics, and, because we got so much going on in the world. There's so many other topics that you could talk about other than just what's happening on that corner.
Right.
So that's whatever happened.
Right, and the people are demanding it. So that's the thing. So it's an open, open range for artists to really be thinking deeper into their lyric style and the songs they're putting out there. That's the race to create that. What's going to be the new thing for this year or the years to come when it comes to really having something to say, because we are going through a lot of things right now. So that we can actually, this makes sense instead of what's, because a lot of this stuff is fantasy, but it's becoming real. And when it comes to hip hop, so it's just if we get back to saying some things about love again and about some positivity, you'll see a lot of change in everyday people.
Yes. And I already told you why I did Superwoman. So we're going to do 3 songs.
Okay.
Superwoman, Whatever Happened, and Times Like This, and then we'll be back.
All right.
So go get your glass of wine.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to always say the finale for last.
Stick around. It's going to be get that countdown going, guys. You don't get a chance to hear it. Right here on the Move Unscripted.
I already got Times Like This queued up, so we're going to do Times Like This first.
Okay.
Peace and love to y'all. I appreciate everybody who's calling in. That means a lot to me, y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Word up, man. We're going to get to some songs right here, Times Like This, on the Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins and Mr. Stout. Turn up.
get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Different days, same story. Got to go out and get that money. Got mouths to feed and bills to pay. Got to put that S on my chest today. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman, superwoman. Every superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Superwoman needs her Superman. Hey, I gotta pick up the pace. No more time to waste. Gotta put on my case. I gotta win this race. I got far too much to say. Superman, superwoman. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. No mountain too high, with you by my side. Hey, I'm your superwoman, you're my Superman. Hey, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we will succeed. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine. Hey, let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Let's go get that money. Like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we're a team. Superman, superwoman, like Adam and Eve and Bonnie and Clyde, we taking over, and that's no lie. I got your back, baby, and you got mine. Somebody tell me whatever happened. What happened to me? Somebody tell me. Somebody send out SOS and rescue music. Whatever happened to music? Like Marvin Gaye or Little Prince or some Josie. Whatever happened to a little Minute Large and a little Outcast and a little Fuji? Whatever happened, yeah, to the music? our music.
Contact, must be a reason. Music is dying, so I'm speaking. We used to sing about love and the struggles we faced just because. And when we fell down, it would give the people hope. You listen to a song and remember every note. Forget the 3 minutes, cause the band be on one. If it touch your soul, you can bet it be a long one. That music, it takes you back, let's do it. Bring that back cause we need it. Lord, I receive it. So, some Luther Vandross, some Curtis Blow. But my ears, music got a way to go. And I fear that we never make it. Not until we form our own and we take it. So much talent, but it just get wasted. Cause good music equals no plays. No ownership equals no say. Stop killing in the music, okay? What happened to the music today?
Whatever happened to music? Somebody send out an SOS and save our music. Whatever happened to music? Do you remember that good old music? Whatever happened? Somebody help us. Somebody send out an SOS and save our music.
That's what's up.
On the Move Unscripted. Right there. All right. Yeah, it's got something.
That was unscripted.
Yeah, it really was. Right there. On the Move Unscripted with Patricia M. Goins and Mr. Stout. We're holding it down right now with Patricia doing her interview real quick. I know we haven't interviewed in a long time.
I know, right?
So it's a little weird, but it's cool to get everybody who called in and everything and ask the questions and stuff. And I'm gonna have a couple more for you. Now for this the song right here you just played for Whatever Happened. You did tell us about the background about the first track. For the one for It Wasn't for Fate. What was the first song we played?
The Open Doors.
Was Open Doors the first one we played?
The very first one?
No, I'm talking about just right now.
Oh, Times Like This.
Times Like This. Oh, did you go into that? Yeah, we can go into that.
Yeah, I did. So Times Like This was written, remember when we were on lockdown? The whole country, the whole world was on lockdown. And we were going through the pandemic, and people were losing their loved ones, And so I wrote Times Like This. Well, actually, you was upstairs playing a beat, because most of these new songs, Times Like This, All Around the World, what's the new song, Skate, Rock and Roll. These are your beats, So Mr. Stout, he'll be playing music because, he produces beats and stuff. And sometimes when he's playing them, they touch me. You know what I'm saying? And I come upstairs and I just start freestyling. You know that's how I do, right? And so Times Like This, we were on lockdown during that time, and you played that song, and the words just came to me like, you gotta love your fellow man, love people, love your family, reach out to people, don't hold grudges. We're not in that kind of a season because tomorrow is literally not promised. Going into the pandemic, we probably never thought that we would lose any of the loved ones that we lost, what I'm saying, or whatever. So, take time to love your loved ones, and I'm just asking the world to be my Superman, to help me push this music, to share it, to sing along with me, just to feel my vibe, and then because it's like, we are in a generation where we need to leave our digital footprints in the sand, especially artists or creative people, authors, filmmakers, whenever you release a song or a book, or a movie, digitally or whatever, we're leaving footprints. So even when we leave this earth, our presence is still here in our music or our books or, our movies or whatever. So, it's like this is a time when artists need to come out and do your thing, and we need to have more love in the world. Like, it's all about love. If you're going through your day-to-day and love is not at the top of your agenda, you're not in order.
Right. Now, you performed that song, too, out in Atlanta as well, right?
Yes. You know what? I've had so much. We're going to do another one. Another Hook Up Atlanta or maybe Hook Up Ohio. I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to do something. But I performed all of my songs, or I've been performing songs at my events.
Right.
You know, and at some other people's events as well. Definitely want to get back into performing because I love performing.
Yeah.
Coast to Coast was my first opportunity to learn about performing and to be able to perform in different cities. I performed Superwoman in New York, Chicago, Miami, LA, you know, Chicago, here in Ohio. Like you know what I'm saying? So that was a great opportunity for me to really get on stage and do my thing. So yeah, but I've been performing. I want to get more into it.
I mean, I've seen some of the numbers that you've been putting out there. Like, what are some of like the streams and the numbers? I'm seeing like you're getting your songs with N1M's number one. I've seen.
Oh my gosh, N1M, that whole platform. Like there are thousands of artists on N1M.com, right? And they have a weekly chart. So they'll for different genres. They got like every genre of music you can think of. You know what I'm saying? And so the different music, they change. The chart changes every week. But they have been showing my music so much love. You know, the people who been listening to it, sharing it, or whatever. Because so the way that N1M, their platform is set up where you benefit from sharing other people's music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you share other people's music, it gives you points to be able to share your own music and for people to share your stuff. So I have like over 145,000 plays or something like that on N1M. My music has been staying up at the charts, especially all around the world. They love that song, that house song. It's been number one. In Atlanta, Atlanta always shows me love, but it's been number one around the world. That's big, you know. Right. Spotify, I haven't really been pushing Spotify, and you know, I went through a period of time where I wasn't really releasing music like that. So I have to build with Spotify, but still to be able to, you know, see the numbers growing, that's cool because that's letting me know that people are listening, and not just in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio, and not just in Atlanta, but around the world.
Right.
You know, which is to go.
Yeah, to get that message out there. And speaking the message, because we had a couple of people who actually was calling in and you know, giving you the accolades and the praises of the things of your work and your due diligence and sticking to your faith. What is the message that you want to put out there, you know, for the journey and to them as well?
I want to tell the artists, you know, be true to who you are and love what you do. Don't be so worried about how many streams or how many views, you know. Don't let that prioritize your creativity. Like, just create and enjoy creating. Because when you start to worrying about how many people liked it or how many people viewed it or whatever, and if you don't hit the numbers that you feel like you should reach, or you don't get the royalty checks that you were expecting, that can dampen your joy and your love for the creative arts, which really that's what it's all about. So, you know, of course you should do your marketing, your promotion and all that stuff, and of course, you know, do your music business, make sure you got your copyright and you know, and it's listed in as many places as you can list it, as far as, you know, like Sound Exchange and BMI and ASCAP and all that kind of stuff. But don't get away from the love of the art, you know, and the creativity of the art. Like, do what you love to do, and then let God deal with the rest. Wherever your music's supposed to go, whoever your music's supposed to reach, whatever it's supposed to do, is want to do that because your love and your passion is there, you know. And please, the other thing is, being a struggling artist is not no freaking fun. So you're going to have that second job or that business or whatever is feeding, taking care of your house, your home, your children, you know. Make sure you still do that, and then you can have money to put into the marketing and the promotion and all the things that you need to do for the music. But don't be like, you know, I'm taking this serious, I'm just going to quit, and you ain't got no plan, and you ain't got no money saved up, or you know, no direction. You just, you know, that's one of the times when you got to stop, stand still, and then let God guide your path and just use wisdom. You know, there's too many artists that are homeless. They click on the camera and they look like they live their best life when they probably really at the car lot in front of somebody else's car. But when the lot click off, you know, they over there at the hotel or up under the bridge somewhere or whatever, like, or doing whatever. So, you know, make sure that you keep keep things in order. God, family, job, work, whatever, and then your creativity. Only because if you are not in order, it'll be a whole bunch of confusion and craziness, and you won't be able to release what it is that's inside of you because it'll be blocked because of all these issues and situations, problems.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of words of wisdom right there, and that's great so that people can, really benefit from something. So what you're doing, what I get from what your project has to it is that people can take something from it that's good. When we listen to certain, like we're talking about vibrations and things like that, when you have things that have a higher vibration to it, it actually makes you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're dealing with something with a lower vibration, it's going to make you feel, like you said, you feel like you in a, you're not feeling well, or or you just like you're feeling a little morbid, like whatever, But that's why gospel music always has a higher range of music, like it's to keep your spirit up. Yeah. So when you hear good music like that, it does the same thing, even if it's secular. Yeah.
And I hear a lot of people tell me that, like, your feel-good music is it's the words that I keep hearing over and over again, not just from the people tonight, but from people who give me feedback. I get a lot of feedback on N1M. People message me, and it's just like it makes me feel good, or I just love listening to the message or the music, or but they always use the word feel-good music. I love when T-Quest said that, feel-good music, because you're right. Back in the 70s, 80s, the music, it was feel-good music, even in the 90s. Yeah. Somewhere it changed from that to, drop it like it's hot. And
I got lost in translation somewhere. That's all. But it's still there. It's something that was always there. It's just it's not in the masses. It's on its way back. There's a lot of poets, and poetry was a major thing. If you listen to any of that music from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it was poetry written. So right now we just, it's just chopped up words. Now you got to be able to poetically say what it is that you're saying.
And another thing that I'm finding that I absolutely love, the independent movement has changed so much since I first put out, started working with music back in 2014, or, whenever when I was living in Chicago, just watching the independent movement and the growth of it, and how artists are really taking control, and they're doing their own thing, and they're not waiting. At first, it was like if you didn't have a deal, you didn't have nothing. Well, nobody listened to you. Yeah. But then things started shifting. I want to say it started shifting in 2003-ish or somewhere around. Yeah. And the independent movement started slowly rising, and now it's big. Like, I don't feel like there was that many music groups and stuff like that on Facebook back in 2009.
And especially wasn't no podcast like that heavy. I can tell you that much. It wasn't like it is now. Everybody and their mama got one.
Right.
Which is cool because you found a way how you can self-promote yourself, your brand, and others too. Which is great. So you build up, your fans or your audience or your listeners or your buyers or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that independent thing did get strong, and people had time to sit down and to actually think things, about things during the pandemic. If you took the time to do that, we was working, we was staying busy, and do that time, and we was there for the people, so, and they was there for us, so that was like, a great exchange, and that's why those who called up tonight, man, it was like, all praises due to y'all for that right there, man. It's like, I really appreciated that. The calls for for the interview, and we definitely going to, we continue to do these things throughout this year in 2023. Big things are coming up, so that's on this train.
And you know what? So in 2019, when I first did the podcast, when I first turned, as On The Move Unscripted was on the radio in Atlanta on 1100 a.m. And then when I moved back home, under the producer told me you should turn it into a podcast. There wasn't that many podcasts popping like that when On The Move Unscripted first came out. In fact, we Be Love. Remember, I started it with Be Love, And we used to say uncut, unscripted, uncensored. You know, it was actually MBJ Live that gave the word unscripted. Mm-hmm. But then when I got with Beloved, he was like, it's uncut, it's uncensored. Next thing I know, everybody's uncut, uncensored, unscripted, on the move. I'm like, y'all is tripping. But that just shows me that, you know, we're trailblazers. That's who we are. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, and that's not to be taken lightly. You know, the people follow us. They listen to us. You may think, oh, they ain't nobody really listening. No, that's not true.
That's not true. Even
if you don't see a lot of views on your music videos or on your podcast or whatever, that don't mean people not listening, not paying attention, not watching what you do.
That's so true.
Yeah.
If people pop up on mine like that, but that's what's really good. I mean, I'm really excited that this new song.
I love this new song.
It's coming out.
When was that?
No, I think
is he still here?
Left out the lobby. Like just out the.
One way day.
I don't know if he was a little.
I don't know. He was down there. He's not going too good.
Yeah.
So he may or may not come downstairs.
I might get that special appearance today.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. One way day on the way. So One way day is my son. Love him so much, and he was the child that I was pregnant with when I took that step of faith. 20-something years ago. You're 23 now, right? Mm-hmm. So 23 years ago, I took a step of faith and left Columbus, Ohio, you know, on faith, pregnant with you. And it's so funny because you and your younger brother were my two children that I actually gave birth to in Atlanta. And it was in Atlanta that I really developed my creative art. And Isaiah, One Way Zay, I'm sorry, used to always listen to me even as a baby. You know, when he was growing up, he was my first fan, I want to say, because he would, you know, I would play music and stuff I was singing, recording, and he'd be like, I like that, Mommy, and he would be singing it. You remember it? Mm-hmm. You know, remember Faith? One of the first.
I always liked Faith when I was young,
Faith was like really one of the first songs. I had done a mixtape when I lived in Atlanta. When I was working at Fulton County Jail, I did a mixtape. It was Faith, Situations, and Thinking Back.
Yeah. And Thinking Back was the one too.
Yeah, I had that mixtape, and they always loved that music. Like that's so. Faith is really owed to me, but not to everybody else. Right. That's why I tell artists, just because a song is owed to you doesn't mean it's owed to the world, because the world hasn't heard it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like Faith is one of those timeless songs that, it doesn't matter when I play it, the message, the information, the thing is still the same. It still holds the same power. But the kids used to dance to it. They used to doing dance moves to it, remember? Mm-hmm. And so One Way Zay actually followed in my footsteps and became an artist too. You know, he started off rapping at the age of 4, up on the table at Stonecrest Mall. My name is Isaiah and I like to rap. Walked down his pants at Stonecrest Mall. I'm like, if you don't get your tail off that table. But then when he went to school, he was just doing his thing, whatever. So I'm curious because when we, for this new song, Skate, Rock, and Roll, when I first played the song, you're the one who was like, hey, Mom, you want me to jump on there with you? Remember? What was your thoughts when you first heard the beat? Because, you know, Mr. Stout created the beat.
That kind of beat. It got like a nice little vibe. It's like a dance beat. The beat catches like, hold on.
Hold on. Right. Wait a minute. And actually, it was the same way with this beat like it is with all the beats. You was just playing it. You was playing around with the beat, creating it.
Yeah.
And when I walked upstairs, I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. And I told him right then, I want that one. Like, I know you're going to sell the rest of them, but keep that. How much that one? I want that one. Yeah. And then the beautiful part about it is, I actually started to realize that you are not just an artist, but you can actually mix music, like the engineering part, because you engineered all around the world, right? You put that mixture together.
I've been trying to learn that, man. I'm definitely better than when I first started. Mixing, I know I'm getting better with it.
Yeah, and you actually mixed Skate, Rock, and Roll too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it makes me feel good because out of my 4 children, he's the one who really follows me in the music part.
Yeah.
You know. My other babies, they do other things, you know, whatever, and they're creative in their own right. But as far as the music goes, you're the one who really followed my path. Mm-hmm. So how did you feel growing up with the mother who was always trying to sing and do some entertainment stuff and all that kind of stuff? You know, I dragged them kids with me everywhere.
It used to be cool, though, because you used to be thinking, like, man, my mama was a singer. That's why when I used to hear your song, and I was like, this your song? I was like, damn, my mama got a song. Like, I don't know, when I was younger, I used to look at having a song. It was different, too. Like, it was like, my mama got a song. I know your mama got a song. My mama know how to sing.
And when we used to have the events, and they used to always bring them like, come on, y'all, you gonna sell the candy.
Oh, yeah. And you be at the door. All right, yeah, man.
How did it feel actually attending those? Because it was Chicago where I started the events. And I think when we lived in Chicago, you were in what, middle school or something?
This was time.
The second
time.
time.
That was 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade.
So how did it feel knowing that you were a part of events? Like, how did that whole? Because I know there's the pluses and minuses to it as far as being
that was fun too. That was fun too. Because I'm looking at like, y'all mama ain't holding no event. My mama got people coming to perform, you know stuff. This whole little.
And there was a lot of people that came.
Oh yeah, the Chicago ones used to be lit. I remember those.
Yes,
especially that one. Which one was that?
The one with
the most crowded one.
The most crowded one was probably the last one, the Summerfest, when AC
Stout.
When she came, remember it was packed at that lounge that we had it at. When remember the pastor had the that long lounge that was attached to the building to her office.
That one. You don't think the Austin Town?
Oh no, maybe that was. That had the most artists.
Yeah, that was
that had the most artists.
Man, we made money on that one.
We made money on both of them. The artists, there was more artists at the Austin Town.
Oh, that's right.
But there was more fans and support. Yeah. But they were both. And then we had one again on Madison. Remember the one in Madison?
I remember that one by the little barbershop on Madison.
Yeah. It was Chicago is what brought out the music in me, you know. Mm-hmm. And then at that time we was managing Black Mike, you know, I was part of the Green Team management. So it was Chicago that brought that out, definitely.
Mm-hmm. They don't support it like Atlanta though.
No, Atlanta.
I don't think they support it like Atlanta, but you was doing it though. You was doing it, but.
So out of the two places between Chicago and Atlanta, you feel like Atlanta supported more than Chicago? I don't know.
No. Them Chicago ones used to be packed. Like, but I just know, I don't know. I can't explain it. But they definitely don't support it like Atlanta, but you was doing it. Everybody couldn't do that. Everybody couldn't do that.
You know what? And another cool thing is, even with Hook Up Atlanta, the artists and stuff still
Hook Up Atlanta was a good one too, like the one in September.
Yeah. And we had people from Chicago come to Atlanta. That was big. And St. Louis, and people were coming from all.
So which one you like more? You like the Atlanta ones or the Chicago ones? Which one would you feel like was the most?
Oh my gosh. You know, that Summerfest was stressful. That Summerfest one in Chicago, it was probably the out of the most successful one, I would probably say it was the Summerfest one in Chicago because those artists, one of them got to open for Shauna, remember? Mm-hmm. And the other one got to open for Tink. And it was packed and it was more supporters. And it was probably my most financially successful one. Huh?
That was one of the skating rink?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was remember we did the whole week of like the conference thing where the artists came in and we had people come in and talk to them.
Y'all about to get a little mouse too?
Huh?
Remember y'all about to get a little mouse?
Yeah. So it was just like, probably the most successful one was the Chicago Summerfest. The next one, I would say, would be the first Hook Up Atlanta was definitely, you know.
The one in September?
Yeah. The one in September. But then again, the one in June was great too, but it was just more artists. It wasn't as many.
Had a lot of artists,
it was more artists. But they was talented.
Yeah,
it was
I would say that was one of the best, like,
talent.
Talent. That one, it was a lot of people good.
That was the bomb, So, that was great. So, basically, skate rock and roll is our love for skating, right? Our love for dancing, our love for music. It's got a neo-soul to it. So if you're a neo-soul R&B lover, then you're definitely going to love the song. And if you love to skate, then you're going to love the song because it kind of goes hand in hand. And really, it's almost like it's a song about, you know, a female is seen as God. And like I love like your skating is fly, you know, like you smooth on skates, like them twists, them turns, them drops, like, you know, I'm hypnotized. And so it's just like, you know, I can skate too. So how about we skate together? And how about we skate from this city to that city to that city to that city? You know, let's just do this. Let's make this all around the world.
That's why I'm gonna make people start skating. If they saying they ain't skating, it's gonna make you skate.
I'll be on the skateboard, like, well, I ain't skating years, but I would like to like.
Yeah, I ain't skating years either. I skate.
But I used to take y'all all the time when I was young. When I was young, we used to. And it's sad. I've been skating since I was a teenager and still can't skate. That make no freaking sense.
But you got to hit song right here. So you got to learn.
You got to learn for this one.
Are we gonna play it? I know we got.
You know what? I know people coming down to the last few minutes of the show. So let me go ahead and rock and roll. Right. And also they can you can pre-order it. So it's going to release on February 19th, which is my birthday. I actually did a sneak peek release on your birthday, December 7th. And now it's going to be on all platforms on February the 19th. So only the people who are listening to the show, you know, who follow me or whatever, are hearing it right now.
You got to send me the promo you did, the video.
Oh yeah, I can post it.
Right. So this right here, y'all, is
On The Move Unscripted.
Right.
It definitely is.
And roll. I hope y'all love it as much as I, because I'm up here. Hey! Go ahead and put your skates on now if you have them. Hey! On The Move Unscripted.
More than that. Mm-hmm.
Skate, rock and roll.
All right, let's skate.
Yes, skate, rock and roll. I appreciate y'all so much for everyone that called in tonight. Thank you, Mr. Stout, for even encouraging me to do this. Thank you, One Way Day, for being on the song with me and letting me be on your song, Ride. I'm gonna have to I have to play Ride. I have to play Ride, and I'm gonna end it with Faith. Ride and Faith is the last two songs I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, son, for always having my back. You know what I'm saying? I love you. Thank you, Mr. Stout. Love you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody asking us when we get married. Y'all stop.
Right.
But it's so funny. He started that, though, because he came on saying, this is my radio wife. This is my radio wife. Now.
But they knew it, though.
Yeah, but now you got the cookies. Now he don't say that no more. And everybody like, well, when did you get married then? You know how they get.
Oh, it's like it's a reality show or something else. Yeah.
But I appreciate all the people who have been following me over the years and just watching my growth, because it has been a growth process, you know. And I'm just praying that people will continue to rock with me, to follow me. Thank you for everyone. Connie from my job has called in. Thank you so much.
Big up. Yeah, that was cool.
She was actually getting down
on the dance floor.
Yes, she was. I said, oh, snap. The nurse she done threw the stethoscope over to the side, and she came and she doing a daggone thing.
Mm-hmm.
She came in there like Cinderella. All the guys were like, who's that?
Yeah. She had a wedding dress on,
Yeah, she was doing it. It wasn't a wedding dress, but it probably looked like it. But
it kind of looked like what they were saying.
She walked in got the most attention that I've seen anybody. Yeah, but I appreciate everybody who called in. If you haven't seen the movie This Can't Be Love, definitely go to YouTube. You can go to my YouTube channel, Miss Goins 1119. You can also follow me on Instagram, Patricia Marie Goins, or on my Facebook page, Patricia M. Goins. Or you can also join my groups. I have a couple of them: the Ohio Music Industry Group, the Ohio Entertainment Industry Group. I also have the Atlanta Music Industry Group. So definitely you can join my groups, or you can go to my website, Atlanta Music with a Z, MUZIC, AtlantaMusicIndustry.com, or you can check me out on N1M. It's N1M.com/Patricia M. Goins. My music, some of the music is online. Mm-hmm. You can actually get some of the songs online, but the majority of the music from the new album Journey can only be heard if you purchase a CD from me, or if you get the new USB that I'm going to have. I'm going to have it on USB.
Coming out in February.
Yeah, or I may end up having it on for sale on my website maybe, but you actually have to purchase the tangible items, because I always be telling artists we need to get back to the tangible items, because I don't believe they're catching every stream, every sound, and then paying you for that. I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get the most for it, then you need to be able to sell your product. You need something you can tangible. I made more money selling my CD than I did just by streams and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You used to always sell your a little bit.
Yeah, so peace and love to y'all.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Praying that 2023 will be good, above and beyond our expectations, and that any challenges that may come our way, just stand still, have faith, and trust that God's going to bring you through it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you, because I'm going to play two songs. Faith is going to be the last one, but Ride, I'm about to say Ride. What made you create Ride?
Ride, I like Ride because I made that song in 2019. Like that song, I just re-recorded it like recently. But Ride, that's like I was just going for like one of them. I was trying to try something different, basically. Trying to do something, trying to see if I can make like a little island feel, like that, that overseas look.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. I was trying to try something different.
You know what made me feel good is when me, Kenny, and Ebony was out. You were at the studio, and we were at a restaurant, and you called me. You was like, Mom, come on down here and get on the song with me.
Oh, yeah.
That made me feel so good that you let me be on Ride. Like, that was the bomb.
It was.
Yeah.
Boy, I actually like your music. It ain't like usually it'd be like this your mama, so you gotta support her, but she actually raw, like she's good.
Oh, you call me raw?
That's what it is.
He said raw and fire. Come on now.
Lit. You lit?
I'm lit. We outside.
That's what you gonna do. You get the Grammy. That's all you gotta do.
I'm gonna use Mr. Stout saying, "Come get some."
Get some.
Yeah, you're doing a Skin Beats Radio. Are you still? When's your next Skin Beats Radio music?
That's gonna be next week. Yeah,
next Saturday.
Doing it next Saturday. It's gonna be the 50th anniversary. Started that thing from taking hip hop way back in the day. Got some clips of things, old DJ scratching. New beats and stuff. We're gonna have DJs going to spin new beats with old beats. Hopefully, we can get a couple of the artists from back in the day up to now, like all the way up to like '93. They're gonna be going up to like 2003. So it's gonna be a lot of music going on from now until August 11th, 2023. That'll be 50 years of hip hop, yo. So you're gonna see a lot of it everywhere real soon. So come get some.
Come get some.
Get me at Skin Beats Radio.
Come be on that show too.
All right. Oh, yeah, come get some of that, yeah.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Let's turn that on the move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's gonna ride. I'ma let her ride. She could be my wife. She could be my wife. Double back and make it flip on him. Yeah, you know I love them hips on you. Yeah, you don't wanna know I won't skip on you. Yeah, you the one, that's why I kiss on you. Hey, I know you the one, cause if I don't, then I'll be dumb. And your shit be wet and sticky, I ain't talking about no gum. She asked why I be rapping, tell the truth, girl, it's fun. I'm the type to get some money, spend that shit just like it's none. But tell me if you wanna ride. We can ride through the night, unless you tryna go inside, You know you a snack, I take a bite, She's gonna ride. I'ma let her ride. She could be my wife. She could be my wife. Double back and make it flip on her. Yeah, you know I love them hips on you. Yeah, you the one, no, I won't skip on you. Yeah, you the one, that's why I kiss on you. Hey, everything I say is so mental, not accidental. Think it's all inside my jeans like it's denim, I'm about to kill him. He gon' keep on doing drugs if he feel like it's gon' heal him. He gon' stay with all the thugs if he feel like they gon' kill him. We was out there late night popping up, that's a walker. I remember late nights, whole block, they was all up. Every time they got some trouble, all them niggas, they gon' call us. They don't fuck with broke niggas, only fuck around with the ballers. I'ma let her ride. She could be my wife. She could be my wife. Double back and make it flip. Yeah, you know I let them hips on you. Yeah, you the one, no, I won't skip on you. Yeah, you the one, that's why I kiss on you. Yeah, you the one, that's why I kiss.